Hello and welcome to Aussievision. I'm Sam and I'm here with the lovely Kyle at his lovely place. Thank you for having me. And we've just watched Eurosong, yes.
We have, Sam. Good to have you here. This is what Melbourne contributors do. We catch when you have a relatively early time slot that's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
We get together.
Yeah.
We party. We reminisce about Melmo, and then we have our own Laika party as a watch party.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, we just watched Eurosong and Like a Party of EMMY was the winner. Are you happy with that? Yeah?
Yeah, mate. Look, I think it is a great choice. I mean, it didn't get my 12 in the rankings, but I had a good feeling about this one. It's, let's just say that the contest was pretty tight and it had a few interesting points, but I think Ireland's got it right with this one. You can tell it's just going to be a bit of a bop everywhere, and once the staging kicks in, once they do a bit of work on it, I reckon they've got a very good contender moving forward.
Yeah, what did you think of her live performance tonight? Did you like the staging? Did you think her vocals were okay? Or do you think there's some work need to be done?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think it was still just it was a bit nice. And, if you compare that to one of our other artists that we saw earlier before her, NIYL, I mean, you could see how much gusto he put into this, to his live vocals and stuff, whereas EMMY was just a very, very sweet, a little bit restricted in a way it felt, but I think she needs to just really, she'll need to work on that in the months ahead just to kick it up a bit forward, but staging-wise, it was actually not too bad
compared to some of the others. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, well, as we know, we've got the the studio for the Late TV show studio in Ireland, and it's a bit limiting stage-wise.
Yeah,
you could see that a little bit there with this song, but I still think she nailed it perfectly. And the choreography with the keyboardist,
I love the keyboardist.
He was fantastic, just doing his synchronized moves and the hand claps and everything. So that part definitely works, but overall, I mean, and this is natural, Sam. Obviously, people they're gonna have to take a bit more time. It'll need a bit more work, but if they can get things right, just like how Bambi Thug got elevated last year by Ireland after her initial performance, yeah, Ireland are going to be onto something really big here.
Yeah.
And it's a definite, I reckon, it'll, in a publicly voted semi-final,
yeah,
I definitely think it's definitely got grand final qualifier. I wouldn't say locked in, but I'd say it's definitely got potential for that. So
yeah, I pretty much agree with you. I think obviously that hook that even Bambi Thug was humming along to, Bambi likes it, that's always a good sign. So addictive, so catchy, a great earworm. I do agree with you, I did like the keyboard player and the staging, but I did think she needed a bit more energy with the dancers. That was a bit missing across the TV.
Yeah.
And her vocal timbre is very unique. I like it, but it was a bit faint in parts, so maybe need to clean up some of the vocals. But overall, it was my 12 points in the Aussievision rankings, so I'm very happy with that. We're both pretty happy today.
It's a like a party all round.
Yeah.
In your head and a lot of people's heads. So.
Yeah. Now, moving to like a party to my way or her way, we had Samantha Mumba coming in as surprise second. Did very well with the international jury. She won that. Second in Irish jury, and then flopped a bit in the Irish televote. Yeah. What did you make of Samantha's performance? Were you surprised to see her at second, or?
Look, I mean, we got to say, and look, I've said this all along. If any of you saw my rankings and the comments I made there,
didn't hold back, did you? No,
did not hold back. I mean, the thing is, Samantha Mumba is such a big name, but you can tell, this track sounds like an album B-side, and it never really went anywhere. And I honestly, as I was saying to you this morning, we were thinking, is this a track, does she actually think this is a track that would win Eurovision? It sounds like a mess.
Yeah.
But to her credit, the mess sounded, was, look, it was not a complete mess, but the mess looked all right on stage in terms of staging what she had. She delivered her vocals very confidently. As I said, having everyone at the dinner table and the buffet table just cutting in half so she could make her way through, and then the synchronized Irish dance moves. there's a concept there, but it just wasn't a performance that was. If that went to Eurovision, it'd be dead on arrival, and it's sad because Samantha, if she delivered a bop, she would have won this pretty easily. The song let her down, and ultimately let her down here. We was laughing and thinking, it's how predictable for the international jury to give her 12. And then when when the national jury votes were coming in, we thought, what's going to happen here? I know you were freaking out big time.
I was a bit stressed.
Yeah, well, you were stressed, but then we had, Laika Party get 12, so we had a bit of hope. And then when those votes came through for the public vote, and she got 4, you could tell she was upset. It was a big moment. So look, got what it deserved. I knew it would do well, but yes, Ireland, you chose right not sending it.
Yeah.
You chose right. Sorry, Samantha.
Yeah.
But you're better than this.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to say I totally agree with you. I think the staging I thought was curious. I didn't really get her sitting down. I thought it took away a bit from the power of her performance.
Yeah.
And I think the Irish dancing, whilst it's good culturally, I'm not sure if it was right for the song. And those outfits, I didn't enjoy her leotard. I didn't like the zebra outfits of the dancers. But her vocals were good. But yeah, I think the song is the issue. It takes way too long to build, and I'm really glad that the panel, they
recognised that too.
Yeah, they were very honest, so I like that.
And they were honest to all the assessments of all the songs throughout the show, which is actually really refreshing to see, and it makes you resonate. You feel, yes, this is what we're thinking. This is what So that's one good thing that this late show selection does right.
Yeah, I think they had a more modern panel this year, so that was good. All right, so Big Name didn't quite translate into Eurovision success, but we also had Bobbi Arlo, who was the bookies' favourite, going in with Powerplay. Now, Carl, what did you think? Did you think she lived up to the bookies' hype, or was the performance maybe a bit lacking?
Yeah, look, Sam, I think you pretty much had it on the head there. This was, it deserved to be bookies' favourite. It is a great song just to listen to. Unfortunately, it just didn't translate. It didn't have that power play, shall we say. It didn't have that oomph when it came to delivering it live. It felt like something just hadn't connected 100%. I know you were freaking out about the sword coming out at the start. Like, what the hell?
I just thought it was a bit cringy and cheesy. They've done, at Eurovision, we've seen that sort of sword ninja thing so many times. I expected a different, more impactful staging. I also think as well, I'm personally a bit relieved because it is a good song, but again, a lot of fans called her Bambi Thug's daughter. And I think the problem with that is that if you compare that to Bambi was so good. Anything, it's almost impossible to be better. So I don't know if she'd gone to Eurovision, would she have got as good a result?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was my concern too. I think if you're sending another very similar track, Ireland could get pigeonholed, and the voters might think, okay, here, what are they doing again? The same thing. What's fresh here? Whereas EMMY is still a quality track, and it's got the bop and everything, but it's obviously not sounding like Doomsday Blue at all.
Yeah, totally different, which is what I like.
Yes. So I mean, all things considered, Bobbi she's great, but yeah, sorry, not your time at the moment.
Maybe next year.
Next year.
Oh, in a few years, yeah. So obviously we talked about 3 of the 6. Was there any others in the lineup you'd like to mention?
Look, I would say that NIYL surprised me quite a bit, not just because he looked completely different to his press shot. I mean,
yes.
Looked like a cross between Marilyn Manson and the guy from Korn with a whole lot of red dreadlocks and everything, and the metal piercing on his beard line. But we got to give a shout out to him for his live vocals. They were fantastic, and he really owned the stage. And even though the song I thought was a bit ho hum, but he just delivered absolutely fantastic live performance, and that was rewarded at home when he got the 10 points from
the public.
Yeah, didn't do great with the other juries, but you could see that resonated with the viewers at home as well. So
yeah, I think again, staging, it was a bit avant-garde. I thought it was a poor man's version of Red Sebastian. But
True.
I think, I would have liked to have seen a bit more natural, just, in his press shot photos. I think that would have actually been better for staging, just something a bit more casual, a bit more like relatable. But he did really well with the televote. So all right, so I want to go back to EMMY, because obviously she's a winner like a party. So Carl, how do you see this going at Eurovision? Do you think she'll do well? Do you think she can qualify? How do you see this sort of going? And what does she need to improve, perhaps?
Yeah, look, Sam, as I said earlier, the fact that this is a publicly voted only semi-final, I think it is safe to say that Ireland will return to the grand final. I don't think their sudden surge with Bambi and their resurgence is under threat here. I think this definitely is a grand final qualifier. Where we'll go after that, who knows? It depends how much of an impact it has on the fans. I mean, you can see this is going to be a Euro Club anthem, and the fist pumps are going to be going all through Basel, especially with those choruses. But again, to go back to what I said earlier, what she needs to improve, I think she definitely needs to loosen up a bit more on stage and really, maybe get that dance routine. It looked like it was some sort of a half-composed dance routine that was fairly easy to do. But if she wants to make that front and centre of her performance, like that could easily elevate things, because songs that are not only catchy, but they have an easy dance routine, like Cha Cha Cha, for example, from Finland a few years ago. If you got a dance routine that everyone from the nanas to the kids can do, that elevates it immensely. So again, that in summary, I'd say definitely going to be a qualifier. How well it will do at the grand final, well, we just got to wait and see it, how well it does at the staging. But if it's anything like what happened with Bambi last year and how well the Irish took that up, I think they're in with a good shot here of doing pretty well this year. What do you think?
I actually totally agree with you. I think given it's the public only televote in the semi-final, I think she should be fine. It's, got that infectious tune. I think the issue is the grand final, because I'm not sure the juries. I mean, the international jury gave her 10, which is pretty good. I do think though those vocals maybe need to be cleaned up. But as you said, there is so much potential with this song about a Soviet dog from the 1950s that got lost in space. Party. So many great things. I think as we've learnt with Bambi last year, the Irish can really take it up a notch. So fingers crossed.
I think they can clean up the on-screen visuals too. We can make that dog look a bit more bouncy. One thing I have to say, one thing I have to say about the show in general, Sam, as well. There's a whole lot of use of word art on the screens this year. Oh my god! And that's
the intern clearly, had a good day.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the fire song, and look, as I said, those again. We talk about how Powerplay misfired. That power sign in the chorus looked like it was straight out of Microsoft Word. It's there's a lot of word art used, but in general, a really good show.
No, I agree. I thought I think obviously as one of the panelists says, I'd like to see that show taken off the Late Show and put in an actual better TV studio and standalone show. But I had a great time, and thanks for having me again at your place. It was great to watch it with with you and Wang.
Yes, Wang's here too. It's always it's great.
And thank you for watching our video as well. Let us know what you think in the comments, and like and subscribe, of course, to our YouTube page. And Carl and I will see you soon. Yes, have a good day, everyone.
We're off to have a Laika party. Cheers.
See ya.